Hey, everybody. I'm here with a very dear friend of mine. It's been some time that we don't talk, but he's an amazing teacher, and we had an interview like 2 years ago. But now we are here together again, and I have here with me Zdenek. How are you today?
I'm very good. Thanks. Thanks for having me, Rod. It's good to be back. It's good to talk to you again. And it's been a while. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. I'm working like crazy as always and doing my thing. And what's new with you? Tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, today I booked a ticket to
Uh,
Vietnam. I'm going to Vietnam
oh, nice.
in
Uh,
December
uh,
because I'm going for a month.
mhm,
And at this point, there is a little chance that I might decide to stay there longer
mhm,
if I manage to obtain the work visa, because I'm
mhm,
going there on my tourist
mhm,
visa for now. But
mhm,
it was literally today that I booked the ticket, so it was like a big moment for me.
mhm.
I want to
Ve-
change. I want to make a change in my life, and I want to get to know a new place, new culture, and
Very
see
nice.
if I can be a self-employed teacher in
Mhm,
Vietnam as well. And if it
mhm,
doesn't work, well, I would just go back, and at least
mhm,
I will be able to tick it off,
mhm.
you know,
Of course.
as in I have tried, right?
Mhm. And what has changed since we met for the first time?
I guess I have a few more students. I'm still a self-employed teacher,
Yes.
but now I take it a little bit more seriously.
Mm.
So, well, I guess
You
you're in
always
a
did,
similar
Zdenek. You're
position
an
to me, right?
amazing teacher. You always took it seriously. Don't say that you don't,
No, what
don't
I
take it.
mean is, okay, what I mean is,
Mm.
as a business, right?
Okay.
Because before, before COVID, for example,
Mhm.
when I had private students, it was always on the side. It
Yes.
was never my main source of income. Like I
Mhm.
always worked for someone else. I always worked for a
Yes.
language school. I told you that
Mhm.
I've worked for a language school in
Mhm.
London, for example,
Mhm.
yeah, or schools here in the Czech Republic. But then COVID changed everything, and I started thinking about what to do.
Mhm.
How to how to do things effectively. And
Mhm.
now I am a self-employed teacher, and that's my main source of income. I've got private students.
Mhm.
I still keep doing the podcast, the YouTube channel, and
Mhm.
what else is there? Some group courses and things like that. I'm sure you do some similar stuff.
Really nice. Yes, I do. I do. It's crazy. And do you think that these changes that the pandemic has brought to us, they're here to stay?
I think there is no other way. Like I can still, it's still a bit challenging for me. I have to
Mhm.
tell you all the marketing, and I still
Yes.
have to learn a lot. Yeah,
Yes.
one thing is teaching. I
Mhm.
know how to teach. I'm
Mhm.
qualified. I have a lot of experience. But another thing is marketing, selling.
Mhm.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning in that department. It's not easy.
Yes.
So it's a long journey, and
Uh-huh.
you know,
I know how that feels. But
yeah.
hey, I heard through the grapevine that you have a new server. What does that
I
mean?
do. I do. You mean a Discord server? Yeah. So
Yeah,
there
could
used
you
to be,
tell us?
or there
Yeah.
still is. There still is Learning English Online.
Yes.
That's the server you were also teaching on. You had one
Uh-huh.
event there,
Yes.
but it has not been as effective as it should be. So
Mhm.
slowly but surely, it sort of
Mhm.
died died off or died
Mhm.
down a little bit.
Yeah.
So it
Mhm.
still exists, but people are not very active there. So
Mhm.
I've decided to create my own server, which would be a private server and a
Nice.
server which is paid. And
Mhm.
now this sounds like, oh, it's actually that's bad. Like that means that's worse. Now all your viewers and followers, they might say, or my followers might say, oh,
Yeah.
that's actually bad, Zdenek. Right now
Yeah.
it's not free.
Mhm.
But you know
Mhm.
what? It's much better because the
Mhm.
people that are in that server, they are very
Mhm.
active. They want to
Mhm.
learn. They are really cool, and you sort of separate the wheat from the chaff, right?
Mhm.
So
And how does it work?
it's the similar idea to what we
Mhm.
had before. except people pay for it. There are 3 tiers. So we have got like bronze, silver, gold membership. So obviously, the gold membership, you get a lot of things, a lot of benefits. The silver membership, you still get a lot, but a little bit less. And the bronze membership is like a basic, and you still have events, guaranteed events by me. So these are some lessons. Sometimes they are like freestyle conversations as well. Different things. There's a conversation lesson. There's a pronunciation lesson. I've got today we had Friday drinks, which is just we just talk. Then there's some gaming as well. We play board games together, and a lot of you can do a lot of different things. And sometimes people don't join certain events. People just join those that they like, and they have a choice. And when you are a member, it doesn't mean that you have to join all or attend all those sessions. You don't. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, you can go to the ones that you appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. And there are people who do that. I think it's still relatively cheap for what it is. So people can really choose what they like. And I also have now Claire, that is also a member. Claire is an English teacher from the UK, and she also has one event there.
Yes.
And then some of the members have their events. So it's not all me. Okay, I host like 70% of events, let's say. But there are some events hosted by other people as well. So I'm trying to get more people involved.
Yes.
And hopefully it is going in the right way. Like it's growing.
No, it will, because it was a great idea since day one, since the first one. Do you have any new ideas about our category? I mean, non-native English teachers. Have you changed a little bit? Have you gotten even more furious?
Yeah, the online world is tough. It's tough for us, isn't it? It's tough, man.
Yeah,
it is. Like I was never that triggered in the past. Like when I worked in London or here in the Czech Republic, I never really faced that discrimination to the degree that I face it here. Like when I do things online. Saying that, I am lucky that I have such wonderful private students, most of them Europeans, and they don't really treat me as someone less. Are like less valuable English teacher. They believe that I can genuinely help them, which is what it should be about. But to be honest with you, I still get triggered by native speakerism, and I have done some YouTube. I've actually recently invited. Her name is Mary. She's from Armenia. She's living in Italy. She has got an Instagram account called the non-native teacher, the non-native speaker. So you can Google her. You can follow her. And I have invited her on my podcast. And she is a real fighter for our rights, for your and my rights. And she's really good when she speaks about it. She makes really great videos, and she has really valid arguments.
Yes.
Why this is just such nonsense, because it shouldn't be about your passport, your accent, where you come from.
Yes.
It should be about what you can do, what results you can have with your students, how much you can help your students, right? How can you change their life? How can you inspire them? Doesn't matter if you're British or American or Brazilian or Czech or Italian or German or Vietnamese. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you can change their life, right?
And I can tell you that with my channel is almost 3 years now. And there are some teachers that I invite to record with me, of course, that I present all the material that you already know. And they tell me, oh, I'm too busy to have an interview with you. I'm sorry. And 2 weeks later, they are having an interview with another teacher that I know that had an interview with me, or I interviewed them, and said they don't want to say that they don't want to record with us because we are no native speakers, but they give like a lame excuse, like I don't want to record with you because they don't want to be straightforward. But I guess that we, as you said to me before, and we were talking, we studied a lot to come where we are now.
Yeah.
So, and we know the ins and outs of the language. So I think that we always have to bring, of course, our nationality. I'm a Brazilian, and I have to say that I'm a Brazilian, but I can also say that I can consider English my second language. And so can you, because we speak more English.
Of course. Well, to be honest, I speak more English in my life than I speak my native tongue. I speak 90% of time I speak English. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, Rod. I know you are getting much bigger. Like when I met you, you had a little channel. When I met you, I know you're much bigger now, and you are almost an overnight sensation on TikTok as well.
Yes.
So I know you are actually doing an excellent job. So when you are even bigger than this, then they will want to come back, and then that's when you say, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
You know, it will happen one day, Rod.
One thing that I think that is the most important for me are the people who started with me, or when I started, when I invited you to have an interview with me, you were there, Rob was there, Martin was there. So I never forget those people. So I need to bring them back again, like I'm bringing you. I think that's what really matters.
I think no matter how big you become, or you should always, you should always remember like where you came from, and you should. Yes, it is important to have ambitions, and it is important to get that self-belief and confidence. And with that comes a little bit of arrogance.
Yeah.
And I think if it's to a reasonable degree, it's okay. But while you can be a little bit like that, you should never forget your roots, and you should still be a little bit humble and respectful, and remember your past, remember where you came from. So like that's why like it's a no-brainer for me. Like I will always come, and you're always invited as a guest onto my podcast, onto Zdenek's English podcast, of course, as well.
Of course. What do you love the most, the podcast or the server?
Those are two different things. Yeah. So it's hard to, it's like apples and oranges. You can't really compare the two, because the podcast, it's you're recording interviews with people, then there is a lot of editing involved in that, a lot of admin, right? That may be slightly more boring. Whereas with the server now, these days, most of the time it's just work with people. But at the same time, like when you do it too much, sometimes it's like lessons. You're teaching a lot of lessons, right? So I can't really tell which one I like more, which one I like less, but they are equally important to what I do.
Yeah. Traveling to another country, teaching at another place, you're always thinking out of the box. Do you think this is the key for us to keep growing and keep evolving as English teachers?
That's a good question. Depends on the kind of people you want to work with, because there might be some English teachers that just want to stay in one country. They just want to work with the people from their country. That's okay. I believe you can really broaden your horizons if you move to another country, you try something different, come out of your comfort zone a bit. But it's again, like I can't say like you have to do that to be a good teacher, or but it does help if you, in my opinion, my best teaching experiences have been when I had the opportunity to work with international students. Yeah, I find it quite boring these days to teach only Czech people. I do have some Czech people, my countrymen. I do have some Czech students, but at the end of the day, the variety is what makes it enjoyable for me. It's not, so that's it. So like if I go to Vietnam, it's not, to be honest, there are a few reasons I want to go there. And one of them is also that I feel like it's a country where I can be a digital nomad,
Yes.
And I want to try that and see if it works. Maybe it won't work. Maybe I will fail there, but I need to try. I might also succeed. So you will never know until you try. Right?
But I think as a qualified teacher, as you are, we can take what we know to teach people anywhere in the world. Like I have a student from Gaza now. So it's really amazing.
Palestine, yeah? That's
Palestine, yeah. It's really amazing how far you can go with the internet. It's an amazing experience.
Absolutely.
So I think now we can go to the new version of the rapid round game. The future will be?
I want to say bright.
teaching English will always be?
Will always be in my heart. Even, listen, I cannot imagine at the moment to change. I cannot imagine changing my job and doing something else, because I have invested so much time and effort into this to get to where I am now. But never say never, right? You don't know what the circumstances might bring. So even if something changes, which I feel is highly unlikely at this point, it will always be in my heart. Because honestly, how long have I been a teacher for? For as long as I can remember, right? Like for ages. Yeah.
Being a teacher online was or is?
Being a teacher online is doable.
Okay.
And I think I used to look down on it in the past because perhaps I didn't understand what it entailed, what exactly it entailed. And also, I always thought that face-to-face, it just was always that personal experience that you would get, right? You would be able to see the people, you would walk through the classroom.
Yes.
But I just don't see any other way right now. So I can see it's doable, and it's not all bad. There are some good things about it too.
I really agree. A message to the non-native teachers out there who sometimes are very well qualified but are not chosen because of their passport.
Don't listen to people who put you down. Don't follow people who basically put you in that position that you are something less, that make you feel inferior. I think it's a piece of advice in general. When I know sometimes it's not easy, like, to pick your friends because you've already had your friends, but honestly, you should stick with the friends that support you, the friends that believe in you, the friends that think you can get very far, the friends that think you can achieve your goals, your dreams, the kind of friends that believe that you can get to the top as well. And so in this online world, which is really, really tough sometimes, you have to just follow those people that tell you these things. Okay, follow people that you feel that they have the strength to keep going and to prove to the world that we are equal to native teachers. Yeah, so follow those people on Instagram, because these people they like the one I mentioned before, for example. These people will infect you with this mindset, because you need to change your mindset. It's in you. Like I thought in this kind of way, right? When I started, I looked up to native speakers. I put them on a pedestal, and you are sort of like worshiping them. But that's detrimental, because then you don't realize your own potential, what you can achieve, how you can help your students, and you put yourself down. You have less confidence as a result of that. So you have to stop that, but that's hard. That's like a transformation process, right? It takes a long time to even believe. You have to start believing that this is possible. There's still people who don't believe that this is possible or this is right.
Yes. I agree with you, and I might say something here. When I had an interview with Martin for his podcast from Rock and Roll English, you sent me a very beautiful private message on Instagram, and I keep that message up to this day, because you said that I was talking much freely, not in the sense that I didn't know the language, but I was less worried about what people were going to think about. And that was really true. That's where I found my place. I said that's the way I am, that's the way I'm going to speak, whether people like it or not. I'm going to do my very best,
Exactly. I know some people are upset about this, maybe being a little bit. I get angry, I sometimes get angry on my podcast or when I'm on an interview. Sometimes people say, "Hey, Zdenek, why do you get angry? Do you have to do this to yourself? Like, is it worth it?" And I will tell you this: it is worth it, because it's the same with any other discrimination that exists in the world. and there's a lot. But it used to be even worse. Like women weren't able to vote, right? LGBT wouldn't be possible like 100 years ago. Things like this, and racism and things like that. We have come a long way as society. Okay, maybe it's different in different places, but it still is a thing, right?
And it's a big wake-up call that the world so badly needs, I guess.
Yeah.
That's nice. Now I am on the hot seat and you can ask your questions.
Okay. So, your favorite day to teach?
My favorite day to teach is every day, as long as the student comes to class and doesn't miss the class or lets me know before that he or she is not coming to the class, you know?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Okay. The teacher that inspired you the most?
The teacher that inspired me the most, still inspires me, is my forever English teacher. I have an interview with her on my channel, Maria Luisa.
If I were to come to South America and visit Brazil, where should I go in Brazil?
Well, you should go to Rio because I don't know, you like the beach or the mountains? What do you like?
The beach, because the thing is we don't have it here in the Czech Republic. We are a landlocked country, so we have mountains but not the beach. So
so you definitely have to go to Rio and also to the countryside to visit me, because it's not so far away, and you can spend some days with us at home.
You say it's not so far. You say it's not so far away, but it actually is.
From Rio. Yeah. You have to drive a few hours. Yeah, you have to drive a few hours to come to where I live. Well, Zdenek, I think you survived one more interview with me, and it was great. And for every guest, I have a sentence, a quote to take away. And I could say that I identify with you. I learned so much from you. And it's a pleasure to call you a friend. And it's a pleasure to have you in the community of English teaching.
Thank you very much, Rod. And, because I remember you, in what position you were 1.5 years ago. For me, it's a real pleasure to see you. To see you being this successful, because it's really amazing to see how many followers you have, and I'm really proud of you, man. How far
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
With
Likewise.
your teaching and your content creation, and it's not easy, I know.
Yes.
Believe me, I know. So
to finish, the best video on my channel for me is when you asked me questions about football and I didn't know anything, and we went live. Do you know what this is? And I would. No. I didn't even know in Portuguese, let alone in English. But for me, it's one of the most credible videos that I have so far. Thank you so much. All the best for you in Vietnam. Whatever you need me for, I'm here for you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. This was my friend Zdenek from English Online.
Server. I hope I am still your friend. Even after this.
You are.
Even after this.
You are, of course. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Rod, and good luck.
All of us. You too.
Take care.
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy. He's so humble. He's so dedicated. And he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye-bye. God bless.